Hello, welcome to Colorado Springs Hypnosis, your resource for hypnosis and personal empowerment. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 different times when meditating might help you out in real life, so stick around.
Take a deep breath. Hold. Sleep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wide awake and feeling amazing.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about some times when meditation can be very helpful. If you watch my other video talking about times when meditation is very easy, I talked a little bit about meditating before bedtime. And believe it or not, if you are a person who has a tendency to have trouble sleeping or having trouble staying asleep or anything like that, there are several things that you can do. However, one of the things that I do recommend to people is to take a few minutes to meditate just before you go to bed. All right, you take some time to meditate, you kind of start to drift into a light meditation or a light trance, and then from there, it becomes quite a bit easier to fall asleep. And a lot of the times, if I'm having a hard time sleeping or whatever, I will literally just sit up in bed right where I am, close my eyes, and sink into a meditation for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And then after that, when it feels good, I just kind of lay down and drift off to sleep afterwards. The next time that I find meditation to be really helpful is when I'm having a creative block of some sort. You know, sometimes I'm trying to write scripts for YouTube videos, or I'm trying to come up with concepts or ideas, or coming up with metaphors for a client for a specific problem, something like that. And you know, I really think it happens to everybody. You know, you sometimes you really get into the zone and everything's just going. Sometimes you sit down behind your computer and you just watch that little thing blink forever, right? And the more it blinks at you, it's just a reminder of how empty that page is. So, you know, after walking around and, you know, throwing paper balls into the trash and all those other kinds of things, sometimes I'll go into the other room, I'll set the intention to solve the problem that I want to solve, and then I just close my eyes and I go into a meditation. And you know, it doesn't necessarily work every time. Sometimes I just meditate for a while and I realize, hey, today's not the day to do it. But a lot of times I'll meditate and then that idea will come into my mind, or the way that I want to go about it that makes sense will all unfold. Because you know, when you meditate, you're opening your mind up to ideas and to the divine consciousness, right? If you believe in that kind of thing. So if you ask the universe, hey, I want to figure out this problem, and you start to meditate, a lot of the times that answer will come right to you. The next one is kind of a no-brainer, but sometimes I find it can be very helpful to meditate when you're feeling stressed. Now I'm not talking about, like, you know, full-blown panic attack with the jitters and all these other kinds of things and hyperventilating. You know, when somebody is in that kind of state of mind, it's not very likely they're just going to decide to go sit down and, you know, relax their mind and things like that. But I'm talking more about just, like, you know, general stress. If work's been really difficult lately, or maybe you've been fighting in a relationship, or, you know, all the things that come along over time, those things really can wear on you and start to feel heavier and heavier and heavier, right? So when I start to feel like that, I like to go into a meditation, and again, I'll set the intention to let go of the stress. And even though I don't talk about this a whole lot, like, if you meditate, you set an intention beforehand, all you're doing is you're giving your mind something to work on while you go in that state of mind. So it's kind of a little cheat, if you will. But yeah, so when I'm feeling stressed out and I realize it and I have a few minutes, I'll go find some place that I can be alone and sink into the state of mind. And then, you know, it's really interesting. Sometimes you meditate for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then when you come out of it, you feel like you just took a nice long nap. I also like to meditate when I'm unsure about a decision. And I'm a Libra. I'm a very strong Libra. And for those of you that know a little bit about astrology, Libras, we have a tendency to be a little indecisive. You know, because we want to look at all the angles, and we're always trying to figure out what's the best decision to make. And sometimes the best decision to make is just whatever decision you can make right now, right? So with that in mind, if I'm feeling tripped up, if I just can't make up my mind, again, I'll sit down, I'll set my intention. I need to figure this out. And then at some point, after a while, a lot of the times that guidance will just kind of come to me. And I wonder how surprised you'll be when you need to make a decision and you give this a try and the answers all come to you. Last but not least, I like to meditate when I'm getting ready for an event. If I'm getting ready for something, and of course, if we could add the stress or some of those other things in there, but a lot of the times when I have something coming up and I really want to make sure that my mind is in the right place for it, I'll take a little bit of time to think about the things that I need to do and think about what's going to go on, and then I'll go ahead and go into a meditation, and I'll set some sort of intention. Sometimes I'll set an intention to make sure I get done everything I need to get done, or I'll set an intention to do well or memorize whatever I have to memorize. But again, we're kind of dipping a little bit into self-hypnosis here with setting these intentions and things like that. But truth be told, I kind of use them a little bit interchangeably. If I do have something that I absolutely want to do, I'll go to self-hypnosis. But if I don't want to spend a whole lot of time giving myself suggestions and all the other stuff, I'll just say, hey, I want to do this, and then I'll start to meditate. And a lot of times my mind will get in sync with that intention. So anyways, these are some times that I find it really helpful to meditate in my life, and I wanted to share these things with you. And hopefully, if you find yourself running into difficulties of this nature or things that are similar, perhaps you can just close your eyes for a little bit and set the intention for everything to be better. So I hope you enjoyed this information. Feel free to like, subscribe, share. If you have any thoughts about any of this, go ahead and comment down below. And have an amazing day.